Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Adamo here, and today I'm basically bringing you a video on how to play as the FBI operators. If you like this video, comment below, and if you want to see more content, make sure you hit that subscribe button. So basically, the first operator we're going to show you is Ash. We're going to show you what an Ash rush is. Just like Sledge, when you rush with any operator, but make sure you don't want to rush every single round, but when you think the enemy least expects it, you're going to want to rush with either Ash, Sledge, a fast operator. As you can see, I don't care where anybody is, I'm just going in. I Ash a hole over there just for distraction, then I come over here, Ash the door, try to find where the enemy is, eliminate him as quick as possible. And that's basically how you do an Ash rush. Pretty easy, just don't care. Now I'm showing you Pulse. Pulse scans people through the floor. So as you can see, I'm scanning him, seeing where he is, noticing that he's coming over to the door. And basically, when you feel like you're able to shoot him, aim over, cap him, headshot. Pretty easy. I mean, Pulse is probably one of the best operators. Now we're going to be showing you Thermite. You're not going to want to rush with Thermite, but this is what Thermite does. He basically makes huge holes inside walls, but he does get countered by Mute or Bandit. But this is basically what Thermite does. Blows open a huge hole. I go in, I see the Chank, I try to drop shot, but the metal's there, and then, we get the kill. Pretty good operator, not that hard to use, but it does take a little bit of skill. Now I'm showing you Castle. Castle, regular barricades, enemies can knife through it, shoot through it, breaching charge, grenade it, whatever. As you can see, you can melee through it. Now we're going to put it back up, and if you put a regular barricade up, as I said, people can shoot through it, so we're going to see a demo of that right here. Now also, Sledge can go through regular barricades, as in just going right through them, nothing stops them, as you can see here. Now we're going to do Castle. It takes 12 melees for an enemy to break open a castle door, unlike a regular barricade, which takes 3. That's probably why castle doors are a really good thing, because if you put a shield in front of them, people usually can't get to the door, and it takes a lot of melees to get through it. But also, people can't shoot through the castle doors, so that kind of gives you more protection. As you can see, you cannot blast through them. So you're protected. The only person that can shoot through them is Glaz. Glaz has the ability to shoot through them, and his bullets will go right through and possibly hit you. Now, Sludge can go through castle doors, as you can see here. And Castle's pretty good at just keeping people out of the area. He's a pretty good operator, not hard to use at all. Now, the last thing I'm going to show you here is an Ash passive. Because, like Sledge, you can play passive and you can play rush. This is Ash passive. So basically, you're going to want to make holes for your teammates. Teammates are going to go in. You're going to watch their back. Make sure you're just checking angles that they're not checking. As you can see, my friend here takes out the camera because he's an experienced player. He knows that that's very important. You're checking all possible angles that they could come from. It's basically how you can make your team better and make you better. Just always try to protect your teammates. Watch the back flanks. Watch the angles. And just grab the hostage. Secure it. That's how you would do an Ash passive. Now we're going to be getting into attachments to use for the FBI operators. First, we're going to start off with Ash. Ash is the G36C and the R4C. The G36C is slower fire rate, and it's made for long range. As you can see, I'm running ACOG, compensator, and foregrip. Now, I would not advise rushing if you're going to do an Ash rush with the G36C. I would advise you doing it with the R4C just because of its power. The R4C has way more power. It does have an ACOG option. I don't run ACOG because when you rush, you kind of meet like ACOG's not the best for short-range situations, and plus the gun has so much recoil that you're going to want to run holographic on it. And then you have the option of the 5.7 and the M45. Like last video, I talked about the M45 is better, it does more damage. Then you have the option between a breaching charge and a stun grenade. I prefer stun grenade because Ash already has breaching charges in her grenade launcher, so there's no really need for breaching charges. Now we're going on to Thermite. Thermite has the M10 and the 5.56. I would never use the M10 when you play as Thermite. You will never see anybody use the M10 when you play as Thermite. It's a horrible idea. Thermite's made for long-range situations, not close range. As you can see, I run compensator, ACOG, and foregrip, just because the gun doesn't have a lot of recoil, but the foregrip takes away the recoil. And now we have the M45 and the 5.7. I would advise the M45. I think it's just personally better. Then you have Claymore and Stun. I personally prefer the Claymore just because you can watch. That's like another way to watch your flank is place Claymores just in case. And yeah, Thermite's a pretty good operator. Now we're going to move on to Castle. Castle has the M10 and the UMP45. I think you should be using the M1014. Just like Smoke, you should be using the shotgun because basically Smoke and Castle, they're kind of alike. So Castle's job is to keep people out of the objective, so keep doing that in close situations. A shotgun's very good. I think the UMP is more of a pulse weapon, and it's made for long range. I think Castle's perfect fit is the M10. And for some reason, if you put reflex on and you put laser sight on the M1014, I don't know why, I don't have anything to prove this, but the accuracy is extremely better. So this is probably only one of the guns I would advise using laser sight for. Laser sight is not good, but if you want pinpoint accuracy, for some reason, it just makes the gun better. And then as you can see, you have the option between the 5.7 and the M45. I would go with the M45, like I said. 5.7's okay, it has a lot more bullets in it, but then also you have that option of a deployable shield and impact grenade. I like deployable shield because I like to camp with Castle. I don't like going room to room with impacts, and I feel like impacts don't really do a lot of damage against enemies. Now we're going to be the last person, which is Pulse. Pulse has the UMP45 and the M1014. Me personally, I think they're both great for Pulse. You can either roam with the UMP or you can roam with the M10. Either way, if you're roaming and you see someone, you're going up behind them, it's not going to make that huge of a difference whether you're using the UMP or the M1014. On the UMP, I'm running holographic, compensator, and angled grip just because I like the gun to come up to my face a little bit faster. It does have a foregrip option, but it doesn't have a lot of recoil, so I don't think you need that. And then as you can see, I'm running the reflex with laser sight on my M1014. And then going down to the secondaries, you have the M45 and the 5.7. I sometimes run the 5.7 just because, like, if someone's down, I have more bullets to kill them just in case they're moving or whether or not. But overall, I think the M45 is better. And then you have an option between barbed wire or a nitro cell. I think you should always be running a nitro cell just because if you're pulsing through the floor or pulsing above, you can throw the nitro cell and get the easy kill. I don't think barbed wire is really made for pulse. But yeah, that's basically attachments and how to play as the FBI SWAT operators. It's been Audible, guys. Peace.